Today, I'm going to show you how to fix a slow-draining kitchen sink.
To be unclogging this sink, and there's a couple things just to point out. So obviously this is a triple sink, does have the garbage disposal, and this is kind of the telltale sign in my mind of what's going on here. It is backing up. You can see water standing in this, and this is where we'll get underneath the sink in a second. But this is the last exit out, and this is the very first one upstream of that. So typically, if you're going to get a problem with the garbage disposal clogging things up, it's going to manifest itself upstream first, and then problem persists and goes down. Things are going to be caught maybe down in the P-trap here. So we'll take a look at that. Best way I've figured out how to kind of remedy this, rather than trying to get a bucket under there to catch it, is just to take your wet dry vac. Now, the key about your wet dry vac is make sure you have your filter off, because you don't want that full of water and nastiness. And then also, if you can start with a clean drum, you'll save yourself a little bit of cleanup later. So go ahead and clean out your wet dry vac and make sure that that doesn't have a bunch of debris in it. It can be dusty, but just not a bunch of debris, trash, and otherwise. So when you suck this water out, that's not going to leave you in an even bigger mess. So we're going to get to that point. Give us just a second. Alright guys, so I'm guessing the culprit is going to be right here. I don't think that would take a rocket scientist to figure that out. That obviously we've got our garbage disposal, our first upstream drain here, and the plug. You know, if it was just this drain that was slow, then you would look for where this right here dumps into that and backing that up. But in this case, since both of them are slow, I'm guessing it's going to be right here in this trap. Now, since these can come off pretty easy, I'll go ahead and clean this whole line just to make sure there is nothing backing it up from there. So we'll go ahead and take these out. I'll put a little drip bucket underneath here, because all of this, no matter what I do up there, isn't going to get sucked out. And I can even feel this is warm. So there's going to be water in here. So when I disconnect this, it'll make a mess. So having something there to collect that will be smart. Okay, if you've watched my videos, you know I'm going to tell you this too. It says do yourself a favor and get a kneeling board. These you can use knee pads. That's fine if you want to do that. Same kind of thing, but this is something easy to put in. I carry a couple of them around. The other one that's really nice is to put this right here on that curb going into that cabinet, because that will do number on your back. So just having a couple of kneeling boards around keeps your knees off of the hard tile, and you can also use it to soften the blow of crawling up in here. So I've said that before. If you've watched the channel, you know I say that all the time, but do yourself a favor. Click the link in the video here, and I promise you, you won't regret it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put something right underneath that to catch that. These type of connections are all toolless, which means you should be able to use your hands to break them free, and sometimes you gotta work on them. And if they're not entirely toolless, you can always use a set of channel locks on those. But just, you know, obviously this being a P-trap, there's always going to be water in it. But since this backed up, there's going to be probably more water in this than normal. So that's why I went ahead and disconnected the lower one first, because I'll get the majority of the water coming out slow and controlled by doing this one. Not that it matters, because this is really only 2 inches more of water. But nonetheless, I mean, any mess you can avoid is a mess that you don't have to clean up. So anyway, that's just that. So I'm kind of slowly breaking that and letting that drain just for a couple of minutes here before I try to take the whole thing apart and then really make a mess. So it looks like I'm about there, because I can see air gap between there. No more water's running that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off, and we'll kind of look at it and see if there's stuff in there like I think. So All right, so another thing that's helpful to have is to have just a nice quality little pin light that you can use, and because obviously you try to look down that, you can't see anything there, and so obviously having a little pin light is going to help you see, and you can see back there, there's definitely some large debris that's obviously going to slow that drain down quite a bit, and this is pretty typical for the effects of having a garbage disposal. I think they're inappropriately named. I think whoever named them garbage disposals should be shot, because really they're not garbage disposals. They kind of just break things up. Shouldn't be throwing garbage or anything in there. Should scrape as much as your plates and stuff not into the sink as possible. This is just designed to catch stuff that is in there and make it in smaller pieces to help it go down the drain. But that's definitely our culprit. So that was in the 1.5 inch drain line going back, and it looks like just a blockage, not an overall like clog like back. So I think I can just probably get in there with a little snake and get that out and go from there. All right, let's see if we can't get that out. I'm just going to use a little pick tool right here. The risk is you could of course push this back further, and then you know, not that you wouldn't be okay, just go ahead and rootering that out, but I think I can just pull this out, which I did, and then there's a little bit more in there, and I think that that is definitely going to solve the slow drain part, because that's about 90% blocked right there. So this should clear that out and go from there. All right, guys, so I'm breaking out the M18 drain snake here, and one of the things I've found, I really like this set here of just different auger bits that you can have around, and that just makes it easy depending on what you're running against. I'm going to just use your standard coil here, but a couple of things, you know, one, just don't ever leave. If you can avoid it. Don't leave the tips connected if you want them to be able to change, because this little, in this case, this is the quick connect, and it's in, you know, it requires that little ball bearing to kind of be able to come up and down. And if you leave these two connected after a job, they're going to rust and fuse together. So it always helps to have like a can of WD-40 in your bag, and then just hit that piece. If you want to be able to use this time and time again, just hit that piece just as you put your tools away, so that you're able to get that done. So I've made the mistake of leaving them together, and as you can see, you know, some of them get a little bit of rust on them, and that rust will make that that little dimple there ineffective, and then also just hard to get apart. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get this auger on here, and we'll get that line going here. You can see I like that little pin light just because it is magnetic. You can see it's going to illuminate exactly what I need to see here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this drain snake going. I like to use these gloves. Just allows you to grab a hold of your drain snake while it's going. Hard to do this while you're trying to film too. All right, let's see if I get that in there. Get this actually driving down there. So I know I've worked that now past obviously the 90 going down the wall, and I think I'm into the main drain now. This 1.5 inch will dump into a 3 or 4 inch line down below, and I'm pretty sure I made that corner. So I'm going to kind of watch this snake as I pull it out, see what kind of debris comes back off of it. But you can see that just that little going through there one time has broke that up. Now it's going to be incumbent on the water and water pressure going through there to kind of finish the job for me. They do obviously have different tools, and your chain bits on like a K912 or the Milwaukee chain one, you can clean that out a little better. But the big chunks are gone, and definitely will create a little better water flow. So I'm going to go ahead and retract that and see what comes out as I pull it out. So all right, so I start to pull this back. I can tell, you know, it's obviously just got tons and tons of gunk on it. So, you know, really, at the end of the day, this main line probably needs to be jetted, clean it out real good, get the most flow and prevent future clogs. So, definitely recommending a high pressure jetting on that. And you can see I brought back some of that, and you can see it's obviously just again caked in there. So house built in the 80s, probably hasn't been jetted, so you know, definitely that's kind of where you're at. But I know this will definitely get the water flowing and drains not going slow. Just how long it'll stay, that will depend on how much stuff is really downstream. So okay, so again, if you keep this oiled up, you shouldn't have any problem getting your you know, your auger bits off. And so, you know, one, I'll just take and just hit obviously this little piece with a little bit of WD-40, keep that nice and lubed up, and then free water. And same thing here, just hit that just like that, just a little teeny squirt should keep that nice and lubricated. So all right, so as you can see, obviously been running this water long enough for it to get hot. I always like to run super hot water, put a little degreaser down the drains as you go, just to help move that stuff along that I had back there. And I run it long enough that I can check all the connections that I loosened, just to make sure none of them are dripping. And I loosened every one of these nuts that you're seeing here so I can inspect the line. And everything looks dry, so we'll let it go for another couple seconds and see how it goes from there. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Pretty basic problem or standard problem you run in with the garbage disposals. They do chunk up stuff, but eventually it'll collect in these P-traps, and then any linear surfaces or, you know, lateral kind of runs, even with a slight fall in it, those heavy chunks will collect in spots and create problems. So anyway, pretty easy fix, but at the same time a necessary one. Ultimately, this house would benefit from a hydrojet to keep those drain lines moving clean. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. If you like the content, by all means, feel free to like, share, but subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of these kind of things, handyman kind of repairs and do-it-yourself stuff. So if you like that, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time on The Lowdown.
Troubleshoot sinks with confidence, like comment your next request. If this helps you, hit like and comment for next fix.